Greetings citizens of the world, we are anonymous. While many firms have rightly been credited for stepping in to protect their staff, aid community projects and support NHS workers, others seem to have abandoned their moral compass altogether. Several businesses, most of whom have extremely wealthy bosses and large cash reserves, have shown their true colors as the proverbial excrement hits the fan. In response, consumers have been urged to boycott them when the crisis has passed. We take a look at the main culprits. Here are some of the lists of the companies that have abandoned their loyal employees. Wetherspoons. A call to boycott Wetherspoons was put out on social media yesterday after the pub chain's founder, Tim Martin, announced to staff that he will pay them until the pubs last opened, but there will be no further payments until the government fulfills its promise to cover 80% of the wages of workers affected. He also suggested they get jobs at Tesco until the pandemic passes. Sports Direct. Sports Direct employees said they felt their lives were being undervalued after the store announced they would still be made to work despite stores being closed to the public. The retailer said on Tuesday that it would shut stores in a major U-turn after initially saying its high street shops would continue to sell sports and fitness equipment in the face of coronavirus. However, the company said its factories and warehouses will remain open and deliveries to customers will continue, all with social distancing in place. Virgin Atlantic. Virgin Atlantic was heavily criticized after it told staff to take 8 weeks of unpaid leave due to a sharp drop in demand caused by the outbreak of the virus. Shadow Transport Secretary Andy McDonald said, "It is a disgrace for a company owned by a billionaire to ask its employees to leave without wages for 2 months in the middle of a crisis." EasyJet. EasyJet made the perverse decision to appeal for taxpayer support last week despite handing shareholders £174 million in dividends. Labour MP David Lammy described the move as greedy super capitalism at its worst as the UK government drew up plans to buy into airlines to save the industry. Rem Kitchens. Staff at Rem Kitchens have been left without a wage amid the coronavirus pandemic after the firm laid off hundreds of workers across the country. According to reports, they were read a specially crafted COVID-19 script in which they were told after a review of their performance that the decision had been made to terminate employment. Factory staff that have been kept on say they are in fear for their life as they were told to go to work as normal despite a government shutdown. Cineworld and Picture House. Cineworld and Picture House made mass redundancies last week and cut pay for all retained staff by 60%. The devastating decision left many employees wondering how they will afford essentials such as housing, electricity, gas and food in the coming weeks and months. Next, leaked emails from Next HQ show staff are being told to take unpaid leave or use holiday days if they are worried about coronavirus. Workers are being docked pay if they turn up late due to transport disruption. Staff in warehouses say the company is putting lives at risk as its social distancing rules aren't being followed, with 50 people stood together brushing shoulders according to one employee. Britannia Hotels. Britannia Hotels removed people from the premises and left them with nowhere to go. This happened after the hotel had agreed to put people up as part of a £5 million plan to house up to 1,000 people sleeping rough sleepers and those in shared accommodation. Britannia Hotels has already come under fire for sacking staff at one of its hotels and evicted from their live-in accommodation. This is a sickening moment for all citizens in struggle to survive this pandemic. Know this: you will not be shown mercy as you have forsaken your people. I would very much hope that when this catastrophe is over you will no longer want any citizen to work under your ruling, as you have shown no compassion, you have shown no remorse, you have abandoned the people who relied on you to survive. Darkness will haunt you for the rest of your lives. Thus we come to an end. Always remember, we are anonymous. What we do is for the citizens of the nation, the freedom fighters of the world. Know that we do not pose a threat, only to those who deserve it. We are ever growing in our efforts. We cannot be stopped. We cannot be silenced. We are justice. We can never be silenced. We are the ones governed by no law. We are the ones that do not beg for justice to take its course. We are the voice of the silence and the eyes of the blind. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.